Welcome to Godsent versus North. We're here on Overpass to start things off, and we're getting right into the pistol.
And right into it here on North's map pick on Overpass, looking to play a more tactical map, as you kind of expect with this North lineup, having MSL in there. They like these sorts of maps, and Styko's going to get some early action, spamming in the...
It's not going to be the worst of buys whatsoever. They've got a kit in the hands of Styko. Certainly some weaknesses, but nonetheless, pretty solid buy overall. North with the AK still in every single player's hands. Lots of utility. Every player with Kevlar and a helmet. MSL tossing a Molotov in towards short early on. Farley's going to be boosted up here to look in towards water, and he's going to catch players running towards him. Nice quick shot from Farley. He takes down Kristoff, spots more as well, so that's info collected. And a man advantage picked up here for Godsent.
Setting Farley up for some early success in this round. Well-timed boost. Farley had to land a quick shot, but he's capable of stepping up. And now North do have to bounce back from that early disadvantage you were talking about. We might see another boost come through here. It looked like Godsent were thinking of lining that up. And if Zen gets boosted up there, he's going to spot that B short is now completely clear. That's some really good information for Godsent. They might start to rotate some players back up to A now because the nades are coming in.
Yeah, the utility's certainly coming through in towards the A-bomb site. Godsent sending a few more up here to try and reinforce the defense. It's going to be AZ the front man alongside MSL. Well, the kill comes in from Madden. Gid and AZ finding kills backdoor, and Zen strikes from the behind of Optimus. And it's going to be back into the man advantage in play here for Godsent. Asian B needs to get onto the site quickly. Smoke is keeping him safe at the moment. There was a flank coming through around the backlines from Styko from the connector, but luckily, Gid has got himself aggressive here, catching out Zen, not ready for him at all. And he will go down now a 2 versus 2. North might have just recovered this. Styko moving his way forward. It's going to be Cajun B going down, and now just Gid, the last remaining player, into a 1 versus 2. Farley up on the site, taps the bomb, a gap on the edge of the smoke, a nice kill. And another round recovered here, but there's a Molotov on the bomb. Styko has got a kit, so he can just whip that out. And it's going to be another round picked up here for Godsent. Good competitive rounds early on, though, and that's a good sign for this series.
So either, for what it's worth. They haven't played it too much recently, but they have wins against Mouse Sports and Spirit and Force, some pretty good Overpass teams in there. So Godsent should be able to put up a fight, but right now it's North who are getting the better of them. And it's North who should be able to take this round fairly comfortably, as long as they figure out it's a B stack that they're up against.
Well, AZ takes down Farley early on. Good man advantage picked up here, but yeah. Still trying to figure out whether or not it's a stack. That is the issue. Want to be running into the pistols here stacked in Force. Well, now it's going forward and Styko taking down AZ. Chris still able to find one, and Madden, he'll go down. Styko with 2 though on the CZ.
Pitch up for that 1 round where they boosted him, because normally you expect the Orpers to play in those bathrooms. They'll normally go for that mid peak. And there you go, Farley is playing on the A side of the map now. So that last round was just a switch up. Farley will go ahead and play on A, currently looking at A long. But right now, it's all looking good for North. Their money is really strong. They've been winning rounds. Now they've got to see if they can win against this full buy, though.
Yeah, that'll be the interesting part, to see if they can manage that. Well, we got ourselves a real solid buy for both teams now. That's exactly what we wanted to see for the last couple of rounds. Boost coming in AZ this time. Over the top, Crystal elevating him, looking for this opening. Oh, the timing. Styko is going to spot AZ out. Won't be able to get anything from it. Good bit of damage forces AZ off of the boost. Well, this would be a nice play. They go for the boost themselves, but AZ's looking at it. He's ready. And well, there it is. The kill comes in. AZ predicting the boost coming over the top from Godsent. And that's going to be the man advantage and a huge opening now for North as they start to play contact through the monster tunnel. A couple of players available through short, but it's Crystal that holds on. AZ gone. Crystal's going to turn around as well. Spots the monster players, but can't do anything about it. Crystal with an important kill. Styko swinging one.
Madden's one of those star players who I think can play aggressive, but it's oftentimes controlled aggression, and it's often in positions where it makes a lot of sense. And that's one of the rounds where it makes sense to take a risk, because like you said, they only had the 2 rifles to begin with. So Madden, after getting that first frag, just gets into the back lines, realizes that if he makes this play, he could win his team the round alone. And it works out for him. Really good stuff from Madden, bringing his team their 4th round win. And now it's a double AWP setup in play for Godsent. Zen AWPing on this B site, but it's his flashbang that sets up Styko for some early success. Quick man advantage for Godsent, but quick B play for North.
Oh yeah, flashes up MSL though, walks into the waiting arms of Styko. So much control. taken by Godsent early on into this round. And now it's AZ and Cajun B left into a 2 versus 5. Styko walks around the corner, shuts down AZ, and it's all on Cajun B now. The last remaining player, he will pick up Zen. Looks for a little bit more, but Crystal gets rid of him. And it's a 5th round. That money is starting to build on the CT side. Look what they've got here. Farley with 7k in the bank. Madden as well with 6, and Styko the same. This is looking good. Double op setup. Zen and Farley picking those up. And we know this can be a real solid double op setup.
Oh! Ooh. Almost the lineup for Farley there, but he only gets 1 kill for now. Styko's pushing short again, though. Finally traded out by AZ.
So they're going to go with the Tech 9 buy, a Mac 10 in play. And I'm a fan of this call.
Yeah, you still get a few nades. You still get the capability to go for some quick aggression. And honestly, there's a world in which Godsent aren't ready for the quick aggression because it's been happening in these recent rounds. They're going for it again. Styko up close, only good for 1. The Tech 9 only gets the dink onto Cajun, who turns it round. And then in that 1v1, Cajun played it really well. Just repositioning to the truck, playing a position that Zen wasn't ready for. He gets aggressive. He cuts the CT off from getting onto the bomb site. And he wins his team the round. So North get back to winning ways. I think that's important for them after losing that previous round. This time around, Godsent again getting aggressive on short. Styko's been pretty successful on this aggression, and Kristen again goes alone. Styko's ready for it, winning this fight on short, giving his team the early advantage, and Madden looks for more. Second shot lands, and Godsent get a 2-man lead early.
Brilliant stuff. Oh, Madden. Oh, he's just displaying great abilities with the ult. He did it in the previous, couldn't quite win the round, but this looks like it's almost impossible to lose now at this point. A 2 versus 5. I do reserve that statement, Alex. I really don't like to use the word impossible in Counter-Strike a lot of the time. Mainly because we just seen a 5 versus 1 a couple of rounds ago, going in favor of Godsent. So, but I'm starting to feel like this round, they cannot lose it. It's going to be so difficult to lose this kind of round. It's going to take something absolutely huge from MSL and get into this. And what I'm seeing from Godsent right now is they have so much firepower on this team. Like, everybody can step up. You've got 3 players in this team that can ult very well. Farley, obviously the main ulter, but Zen generally picks up that secondary ult. But now Madden sure you can do it as well. And you just have so many pieces to work with on this team.
Definitely. Styko's always someone. It's literally those big 4 players all doing pretty well, all having a pretty good game. And currently that is enough to give Godsent the lead. 8-6 up. Heading into the last round of the half. No AWP for MSL. He goes for the AK, even though he had a bit of extra money in the bank. Will be buying up into this one, and they finally get that B short control that they were looking for. Nade lands onto AZ, doing a bit of damage. Godsent using some early nades to make sure they don't fall foul to that B rush that costed them previously. Or I guess nearly costed them until Farley did something crazy and won them the round. But it looks like Godsent's early nades have done enough to keep North at bay for now.
Nice kill from Styko. Dropping Cajun B, looking for a little bit more here as well. Crystal's going to go down. Good damage. Crystal gets rid of MSL. Now it's all on AZ and Gade now. Into a 2 versus 5. Another unwinnable situation where North have just been dealt a real rough hand at the start of the round. And it just continues. Madden this time shutting down AZ outside of the B bomb site. That's just Gade, the last remaining player. Can he do anything? Probably not. So left outside of the B bomb site. Currently 4 players locking it down at the moment. It's got to try and recover the bomb as well. I think just making sure that he's not being flanked. You could get this one player lurking up here towards the A bomb site. Again, now confirms his position. Catches up Madden. Low HP player on the right. That's Styko. Oh, he's going to molly in behind the sandbags. Bomb line down in towards Monster. Gade walks forward. Smoke up. Gade recovers. Spray comes through. And it's Styko that gets the job done. 9-6 to half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL Pro League Season 12 Special Qualifier. I love saying that. It is a very special qualifier. We've got Godsent taking on North. 9-6 up here at the moment. Godsent pulled off a pretty miraculous round in the first half. That is probably going to be the highlight of this map. The Ninja Defuse from Farley. But we'll see if North can mentally recover from that.
I think North want to get a Ninja Defuse of their own, Dinko, because they bought 2 kits on the pistol round, which you very rarely see. It's allowed them to get 2 nades as well, I suppose, but I still don't think you need the 2 kits on the pistol. But we'll see. Maybe it will come through for them. Maybe it'll work out. AZ and Gade both with kits and nades for the CT pistol, while Godsent have got a couple of P250s in there, as well as some nades of their own. And those nades are currently being lined up into the A bomb site. Smokes over the top, flashes to follow, but the bomb is back at B. That's a big fake over on A, and North might be falling for this. Christu's hanging around on the B bomb site, but in comes the aggression, and North have to rotate back around. The bomb's already being planted. They're just going to have to concede that.
They are indeed, and well, good kill. Madden taking down Crystal. Now looking for more as he looks back up towards Heaven. Big kill on towards MSL. And now it's AZ and Gade, the last remaining players here for the CT side. The 2 players with the kits. But the issue is no armor. In punch is going to be a huge issue, and there's 5 people peeking them right now, so... yeah, that's never going to go well. Styko with the spam through the wood. It's all on AZ, and he's gone as well. 4 players stay alive for Godsent. 10-6 up. Godsent looking...
I think you see Godsent there get the timing just right, because North only really rotate away for a couple of seconds. They only really left the B site for maybe 5 seconds or so. So you've got to make sure you get that window of opportunity right. You've got to make sure you push onto the B site at the right time there. And Godsent did that really well. The timing was on point. That nade is on point, landing onto MSL's face. He's down to 29 health. And Godsent might just go straight back to this B bomb site with some MAC-10s in hand.
Let's see if Godsent can make it work here on this B-bomb site. Looking to hold on is Crystal. He will find one on towards Madden. Now the push comes forward. Oh, the barrels player makes it work for one here, Gade, but any more than that, it's not going to be happening. Crystal, big foot to the left side. Deagle taking off the head of Farley. A little too much off the top, perhaps. And well, now Crystal sits back with a Galil he's managed to recover, and he might go get some more. Zen with a kill. Suddenly MSL finds it.
I think it was 3 health for Farley and 11 health for his teammate. Really, really close. A bit too close for comfort, but Zen ends up winning the round for his team. And now it's North's turn to have basically the same buy that Godsent just had. Not the flash Farley wanted there, but we won't talk about that too long. Oh, and Molotov missed onto the B site as well. Couple of miss nades coming through for Godsent here, but they're not committing to the B site off the back of their early utility. Right now, they're just sitting back very passively on the Godsent side. They have no information on the A side of the map. They have no information in connector. So it looks likely that Godsent's end goal will be this B bomb site. And again, North have some counter nades which could be useful. There's a smoke deployed into Monster. That buys a bit more time. And MSL is pushing through mid on the minimap with a scout right now. This is a bit crazy, but it's working for him. He's getting all the information.
Well, Godsent, with the players outside of Monster might have a bit of an issue though. Soon coming their way. Pistol's trying to run down their position. Yes, this big flank as well. It's definitely there for grabs. He's kind of waiting for the moment though, MSL, until they start to walk forward. If he goes now, he'll certainly just be caught by them. Finally starts to make his way forward. Styko needs to be careful alongside Farley. MSL is behind them, but here comes the push. It comes down to timing to whether or not this flank will even be useful. The push is going to go through. It's Farley with the first kill, burning away Christo. Now the B-bomb site's completely fallen. AC gets one. Chris is able to find another. Finally, the flank comes in, but it's only one for MSL. Now he needs to pull off the entirety of the clutch, and it just isn't going to happen for him. Styko shuts him down.
And North didn't have the same counter smokes that they could drop on the site to really cause all that chaos. They just had, I think, a couple of flashbangs, which they couldn't really use as effectively. So Godsent get that 12th round win on the board. And that puts them in such a good spot here on their opponent's map pick, especially with North being down to literally a full eco on this round. North are going to try and rush through Monster, try and flank through B, and Farlig has to be a bit careful here. There are plenty of players coming his way. Here comes the AK spray. Farlig only finding 2 kills. That should be an AK recovered, but at the same time, Godsent must realize that A is likely clear, and even if they don't, they've done enough damage here. Godsent should be fine.
Occasion B, just sitting back now with the USP. Zen looking to take it down, but kill from Occasion B. Looking for another one here as well. He does get 2 kills in the round, but he's going to be overrun now. Now last remaining player, MSL. Into 1 versus 3. It's Godsent 13-7 up now. You get to see what North can do in the second half on the defensive side as you move into the next round. So you do have a bye coming in here from North. It's kind of do or die. Just almost worthwhile going for this glass cannon. Well, MSL's going to pull it out. Yes, you do sacrifice the Kevlar, the utility, but okay, that kind of helps. Madden take it down, Crystal, to 70 HP, but it's definitely better to get the ult in the hands than not have it at all.
Yeah, it gives you many more options. MSL right now is just holding A long, and it's so valuable to have an AWP in that position in particular. You can't really hold that anywhere near as comfortably with the rifle, but the AWP can happily just sit on the angle, wait to see if any players are going to push his position. Godsent again, keeping it slow in this one. I think we've seen the biggest difference here between North and Godsent has probably just been the individuals on the Godsent side making more plays and just generally getting more consistent kills throughout. And that's obviously shining through in the scoreboard. You can see Styko currently at the top of the board with 21 kills. The rest of the star players have all been there. Crystal's been having a decent game as well, while MSL on the CT side has been struggling. We'll see if that changes here, though. Like you said, MSL has the AWP in his hands, and right now, Godsent are grouped up in bathrooms, but Styko's cutting off the flank. Spray is successful onto the first man. MSL's flanking, though.
Yeah, MSL is always on the flank here. He's coming around the back of the toilets, but it's got a timer on it. Look at the push from Styko as well. He could get in behind and cause a bit of an issue here. MSL, he can't really move forward anymore with Styko's position, but MSL patiently waiting
Against them.
Special stuff in the special qualifier, it all adds up. We'll see if they can make it happen. North, now with the AWP in the hands of MSL. Utility available to them. Crystal. FAMAS alongside AZ. Throughout the road to Rio, where North had a couple of impressive results, a large part of that, I feel, was AZ's performance. You know, he really elevated his performance up in that tournament, but he started to go a little bit quieter, especially in this map. Well, map point here on the first. It's looking good for Godsent. North coming into a 4 FAMAS in play. 1 M4 and not a whole lot of utility to hold this off. And what Godsent, what is their call coming into this? Immediately, a bit of a default. Molotov a bit towards short, send Zen in to hold outside of the B bomb site. Rest just filtering out across the map, and with this double stack in towards long, might be good for a kill towards Madden, and indeed it is. Luckily, North don't lose MSL there. You know, if it's a 1-for-1 trade, very favorable to Godsent. But now with the man advantage picked up for North, they have a chance into this round.
Good angle from Styko there. Gets the kill over the top. Back to a 4 versus 4. FAMAS is across the board for North. Some players like to use the FAMAS. I can't say I'm one of them, but North are going to have to make the most of those weapons here. Still a minute left for Godsent, and you can see them being very willing to play with the time here on Overblast. Play across the map. Try and make North guess. Try and make North figure out what's going on. CTs don't have many nades left at this point. Just 2 flashes and a single smoke. They also have no kits in play on the CT side, so they've got to make sure they can delay that bomb plant at the very least. And here comes the aggression. Cajun be ready for it. First kill and a second. Zen eventually picks up the refrag, but the push coming into the bomb site, and there's a man behind Zen right now. He's not ready. Really good recently for that heroic lineup. Yeah. He's become a star player. So
the thing with Nico is he's always been such a talented player, but for some reason the teams he's been in, he's always really got shafted and put in the terrible spots. And I think now we're starting to see that he has got that potential. I think one of the best teams for highlighting that is probably that Fragsters team back in the day, right? Well, we'll get back to that point because Zen is about to go for the boost kill, and there it is. AZ take it off, head picked off, and that is that's a complete flip reverse from the first half. If you remember back, AZ was taking down Zen from the other side. And now they do reply, and this time it's Zen with his revenge. But back to the point. So that Fragsters team, right? That team had so many talented players. The 2 teams coming out of that were Stone and Refresh, where people looked at them as the 2 players. But then you realize in that team, I believe Bubsky was in that roster and Acor, right? So at that point, you're starting to see how many players you actually have available. Whereas Acor is always in trick, maybe. I can't remember, but there's so many Danish players that are just kind of available to become potential stars.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, 50 seconds left. Oh, Christu has got to be a bit careful here with the smoke in hand. Drops it down defensively. Madden's been spotted over on this B side of the map, and look at the rotation. There's just 3 players from North stacked on this B site. They should be ready for this. This position up on top of the bomb site has been so successful for North. This time it's Christu taking this spot. He's made the most of it with that first kill. Looking for more, and he's ready for them. Second frag found over the top of the smoke. Godsent going down 1 by 1, and it's up to that man, Styko, to try and win this game for his team in a 1 versus 3. It's not looking likely, and Christu continues to play that same position up on top of the site. Cajun B's ready to help, and North are slowly but
Crystal takes his head right off. It's going to be Godsent taking map number 1, 16 to 12. And that's a pretty impressive performance, I have to say, Alex.